Hello, friends. Thank you so much for joining me here on YouTube, and an extra special thank you to those of you who left nice comments under my last video about how tribalism is the Achilles heel of humanity. I was a little bit nervous posting that, but you all were so encouraging and supportive, and I have to say, not only did that make me want to come back here and make another video for you, but it also gave me a sense of purpose. And I did not expect that, but it's good. It's good to have a sense of purpose, to make videos like this for a reason. And that's kind of what I want to talk about here today. Another thing that happened that I really want to thank those of you who did this is I got a lot of really thoughtful, in-depth emails in response to that video, which is something that usually happens when I do a podcast, because people can't typically comment under a podcast depending on what platform they're listening to it on. And so often they will go out of their way to write me these really awesome, thoughtful, personal emails. And I truly cherish them, because who takes the time to do that? You all take the time to do it. It's amazing. And a really consistent theme that runs through a lot of those emails is people thanking me for just showing up, and being very personable and friendly, because often people will say that it helped them get through a hard time. So it might be that they were sitting for weeks on end in the hospital while a loved one was going through a health crisis or passing away. It might be that the podcast kept them company when they were going through cancer treatment, or feeling lonely as a stay-at-home parent, or stuck in a long commute to and from a job that they hate. It's always just thank you for being yourself, and you really helped me get through this time. And when I first started getting messages like that, I was so surprised, because I always want to be useful. I want to show up here and say something profound or important, or at least helpful, about shadow work or the importance of self-love or forgiveness or whatever it is. Moving through fear, that's a big one for me. And I'm still really passionate about that. But the funny thing is, that's not typically what people thank me for. What they usually thank me for is just being myself and being joyful or optimistic or silly or friendly. That resonates with certain people, like attracts like. And when people find their people, they will reach out and tell you, you are one of my people. And I feel like this is important to share going forward, because I know a lot of artists and creative folks and teachers, we're all worried that AI is going to replace us, but I don't think it will, because of what I'm sharing right now. As it is, people can learn just about anything with a simple Google search or a trip to the library. You could probably learn anything you want to learn. Like, information is everywhere. And so why listen to some silly, goofy, blonde lady on the internet who talks too much with her hands and laughs at inappropriate times and sometimes even busts into song? Why? I think it's because people need people. There's something special about human contact. And when you find somebody who's speaking your language, or who uplifts you, or makes you feel like you can keep putting one foot in front of the other, that is valuable. And with AI coming on the scene now, we are going to be seeing a lot of talking head videos that are created with AI using human voices and human images, and it's going to be very difficult to discern between that and real life. We're going to see some amazing presentations, tutorials, instructionals, but I have a feeling that none of that is going to replace just simple human connection. Following someone like my friend Penny, she does an illustration every day and she posts it on social media. Sometimes it's just a pencil sketch, but she shows up every single day, and you know there's a human behind it doing that work. And there's something really endearing and encouraging about that. And I love to watch vlogs from writers who are talking about their process. NaNoWriMo is so fun every year because you have all these writers who are coming on and talking about their individual process. And even if they're talking nonsense, if you like their personality, it's still fun, right? And so I'm in the process of learning to embrace this as a personal truth, to embrace that we each have a part to play. And my part is to be optimistic and encouraging and to bring the joy and sometimes the silly, because that's who I am. That's what happens when I open my mouth. That's what happens when I show up. And for some people, not everyone, but for some people, that's enough and they actually value that. And the part you have to play in this epic, ongoing story of life is going to be something different. We each have our part to play. So there are activists and therapists, death doulas and energy healers, and people who risk their lives to serve food to starving families in active war zones. Amazing. People who take dogs from the brink of death, dogs that have been neglected and abused, and they rehab them so that they can have another 3 years of life. There's a Mary Oliver poem called The Summer Day, and it has this really famous line in it that says, "Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? What do you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" This is it for me. You're looking at it. I want to make people feel better about their lives, or even just a little bit more okay in the moment. I want to make them laugh and forget their troubles for a while, or to find the strength to keep going when shit gets hard. That's the kind of work that is meaningful to me. However it presents. That could be in a video or a podcast, or while I'm writing a novel, or doing so many chores around the house, around this ancient fallen down around me house, to help my kid, to help my very, very old cat Steve. It could look like a Zoom chat or a newsletter, whatever calls to me or is presented in the moment. But always with that underlying theme of wanting to be an uplifting, encouraging force. It's not as much about the vehicle for me as it is the ride. I want to have a joy ride. I want to have a joy ride. And I want to take as many people along with me as I can. This is what I am choosing to do with my one wild and precious life. And I would love to know what you are choosing to do with yours. What gives you a sense of purpose? What kind of work or vocation gives your life meaning? What is it that you feel you are here to give the rest of us? And if you're still trying to figure out what that might be for yourself, I have a suggestion, and it comes in the form of a question. And the question is this: what makes you come alive? What makes you come alive? What lights you up and gives you energy? What lights you up and gives you energy is what is sustainable for you, right? Because you want to keep on doing it. And if you do more of that, you might begin to see that light begets light. Energy begets energy. What makes you come alive actually makes other people come alive. And that is how you know you are in your purpose. And whatever good you have inside will never be diminished by giving it away. Your natural gifts, the gifts of your soul, are for giving. Whether it's the gift of gab, or being a really great listener, or being someone who makes other people feel seen and heard, or someone who just brings calm, peaceful energy into any space they enter, you are gifted. Not for you, for us. You are gifted for us. We need what you've got. Whether you're a barista or a nurse or a dog walker or a janitor, you're bringing your gifts, your unique qualities to bear on the world. And if you do whatever it is you do in that spirit, you may find that the more you give, the more you have to give away. Just by being yourself. Just start there. just by being yourself. You don't have to be everything to everyone to make a difference. You can't be everything to everyone. Not possible. You don't have to move the masses to matter. You already matter. You matter because you are matter. You are spirit in the flesh, and you came to this planet bearing gifts. And that's what makes you uniquely you and uniquely valuable. It's all in your unique expression. It's how you give the gifts of your soul away. And just to repeat myself, it's not about the vehicle, it's about the ride, right? So even if you're in a job you hate, it's all in how you do it until you move into a job that you love. Yes, pursue it. Go after the job that you love, but also find a way to show up where you are right now and start serving from that place, and you will find your sense of purpose in that, and you will find yourself uplifted. You will find yourself connecting more with your people, like attracts like. And you may find that in giving, you have more to give away. You can't give it all away. It is your gift to give. And no machine can ever replace that. No machine can ever replace the true essence of who you are. To wrap this up, before I get too deep into the rambling, tell me in the comment section down below, what is it that you intend to do with your one wild and precious life? And until we meet again, always remember, life is change, change is magic, magic is life, and the journey is the creation. Much love to you. Peace.